Hey everybody, it's Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook. And what? I hope you can't hear. Let me turn the air down. Oh, the air. I am in my husband's car today. And I just wanted to check in with you guys because I missed Fridays. I was trying to do Fridays and I didn't. And, but I am in the car because I am at pickup. My kid starts early. Okay, so his school is ridiculously early, like 2 weeks before everybody else in this town. So the only bonus of them starting early, and oh, this is my rant before we talk about books. The only benefit is that there's not that much traffic. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna be like cuckoo because when I go to try and get over here. First of all, getting over here is, and I'm not far from the school, but it's crazy. And then getting out into the traffic after you try to get out of here, this parking area. But the worst part is the parents in the parking, which anybody that has watched any of my previous videos when we do our car talks, you know, I grump about it because I'm like, we're all adults. We're all trying to get in and out. Let's be kind. No, other people feel like their time is more important than mine, and I just get offended. So yeah, so in 2 weeks, it's going to be crazy for about 1 to 2 weeks. And why? Because the other schools are not far from here. The other high school is really close to here. And then you throw in the mix of the cops, and they come and they think that they're doing something nice for us when they come and they, you know, help direct the traffic. But usually it just clogs it up more. You know, occasionally it is helpful, but most of the time, you know, when a cop is further up because you're like, okay, this is way too long. So, okay, and let me see. Anything else I want to fill in that rant? Let's see. Okay, summer just is too short. We had a super hot summer, and now like today is like, I don't know if you can see it on the windows, it's a little bit rainy, drizzly for the first day. Of course it's gonna rain, you know what I mean? It's already gloomy anyway, right? So, but it is warm, and then I think the rest of the week will be okay. But kind of a weird summer. You know, I didn't make it to the beach as much as I thought I was gonna do, but I'm also still saying that this is technically still summer until September 20, whatever, right? And if we continue to have 70s and 80s weather, I will make it to the beach. So I think that is the end of my rant. And let me see, what can we talk about? So some of the things I'm reading. Oh my goodness, I went to bring this downstairs and I forgot. I was cleaning my son's room. I'm gonna tell you one more thing. And he wanted to borrow the Lysol. Yeah, right. I'm not doing a commercial for them by any way, shape, or form. But I decided I was going to tidy up his room to surprise him. You know, first day is always stinky when you come back from summer. So I was going to tidy up his room, and then I brought this down with me to put into my kitchen in my little bag that I have my books in. Yeah, right. Well, obviously it made it to the car with me. So I'm laughing because I went to go reach for the book and I'm like, what's Lysol doing in here? Anyway, reading is going all right here in July. Trying to think of what the other one was that I just completed. This is why it's good to have your book journal with you if you're me or anybody that has like those kind of memory issues, because I can never remember like what I read, even if I read it just yesterday. You know, I'm like, book's so good, can't remember it. So anyways, let's talk about the one I do have, and I am reading now, and that is Sunny Hostin's, there's a lot of glare here, Summer on Highland Beach. And this is the third book, and I guess I'm gonna call it her series, because we had Summer on the Bluffs was the first one, Summer on Sag Harbor, and this is Summer on Highland Beach. And I know, and I showed you the cute little, and look at that. Isn't that pretty inside? It's a nice purple too. Anyway, and of course I'm naturally coordinating. Oh my God, you don't have them in here? Yeah, I do. I am coordinating my little flags with the colors here too. Even my little bookmark is like similar colors. It's a little bit off, but it's a little. But I'm not too far into this. Let me see. I'm about I'm about 53 pages in, and I'm enjoying it. It picked up right where the last one left off, so I can't really tell you much about this because it would spoil the last book. But oh, I think a mosquito got me. Ugh, hate that. So you know what I like about her books is they're really easy to feel like to fall into. There is romance. She does have steamy romance that does take place a little bit in the book, but it's not like you know, over in your face or that. It's definitely, you know, I'm sorry about the glare because you can just see the reflection of the glasses. That's what happens when you wear glasses, you know. But oh, and I'm also sorry about, look at how I'm sporting the gray today. Let's just call that out too. Sporting the gray because I need to get to the salon, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. And now this is several weeks into it, and I'm just not liking it. I know, I just don't like it. It just, I go in the mirror and that's the first thing I see. You know, I go to brush my teeth, I see the gray. So yeah, so I'm gonna hide it as best I can. Like, maybe you don't see it. You might not even, yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Anyway, see, when I'm in here, I have the camera, it's facing me, so I can see what you're seeing. So I think you can see it. When I'm upstairs and I'm doing this at home, I can't see what you're seeing until afterwards. And then I'm like, oh God. Anyway, Granny coming in here to talk about some books. So I'm really liking it. I like it because she puts in historical aspects. This one is also another Black beachfront community that's Black. Did I say Black? I said twice. And she gives you a little bit of the history. I'm sorry, I'm just looking to see if they're coming out yet. And so I really like that. I like the characters. I like the detail that she kind of goes into them, and I'm hoping that this isn't the last one. You know, so often authors do books by threes because I feel like she could go back on some of the other characters. I think she can still do more with this. I wonder if she is or not, or if she's going to start a new one, which is fine too. But I'm enjoying that. And then this is the other one I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. Hold on a second. This one is, oh, that's not it. I know I brought it. I did. All right. No, here it is. 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 Okay, so this one is Adua. And it's by Ijaba Sego. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize. This was one of the ones that I picked from my, I still have the little number. Oh, it's facing this way. That's why I can't see it. From my blind TBR. I started this one. I think I read, yeah, I read a little bit, and then I put it down. But I'm hoping I'm gonna get back to this one. I'm engrossed now with Sunny's books. I want to get to this one, and but this one I'm really curious about, and I've had it for a long time, and I did DNF one of the books that I had for the blind booktube, so I don't really want to do that with this one. I want to, you know, give it a fair shot and get into it. I think what was slowing me down was I can't even remember. I know that it, you know, it kind of, the chapters were really short in the beginning, and then yeah, I think what happens is, let me see if that's what happens. Yeah, she has every other chapter she has talking to as the title, and I gotta figure out, I gotta get into, maybe this is her talking to herself in those. Maybe that's what that means, talk to herself. I have to figure that out. And then I think I'll be able to appreciate this more, but I definitely want to read it. I'm curious about this author, and I don't know, I feel like she's written something else since this one, but I always think about books that are translated. This one is translated from, I think this was written in Italian originally. So, I'm really curious. to see, you know, what the interpretation. I'm always fascinated. I don't know if you are, but I'm fascinated with people that that translate books, because you're writing another story. You're writing their story, but you know, it's definitely different. It's impressive to me. I can't even imagine being able to, you know, see something, read something, and then figure out how to say it and express it in the same way. Not because they don't just go and translate word to word. They think about the idea and the concept and how to create that on the page. And I'm just always fascinated with that. So I definitely want to read it. I haven't read the, did I read any translations this year? I'm trying to think if I have, but I haven't. Oh my goodness, here comes some people with their dog. They're walking their dog over here to go to the bathroom, so they're gonna see me talking to you. I'm always shy when people come around, and I'm eating nuts while I'm talking to you too. Obviously not shy to do that, but I'm always shy about videotaping and talking to you know, the camera while people are around. That's why I never do it in the bookstores. I get too embarrassed. Like, I'll go in and if there's like nobody there and I'm in an aisle, I'll do it, but most of the time I don't. So it's father and his son and his dog, and he's staring at me right now, like literally like right over here. He's probably like, is she talking to somebody? Is she? Maybe he thinks I'm on a call, right? So I can just pretend like that's what I'm doing, because he's standing like literally 2 feet from the car and staring at me. Okay. So anyhow, so that's where I am with those, with my reading so far for this month. I can't remember the other books. Are you kidding me? Oh, I was going to tell you this. So I found on Hoopla, this is the last thing, because I'm trying to do faster videos. On Hoopla, I'm turning the air on because it's getting hot. On Hoopla, I really like when they show the new books. Like they'll have like little advertisements on the top of it on the app, and it will say like the title of the book, and it will have like some kind of marketing blurb. And then when you click it, you can have the choice of an audio or the actual book, the ebook. So this new one came up, and it's called Frequent Flyers, and I can't remember the name of the author. So I was having insomnia last week, and I didn't want to pull up Sunny's book because it's big and heavy and hardcover, and I didn't really have anything on my e-reader. I had some audiobooks, but I was like, I didn't really want to listen to something. I wanted to read to get myself back to sleep. So I go to look for it, and they don't have the copy of the book, just the audio. So I'm like, what? So I was so tired. I was like, but I want to read this. It sounds interesting. So I went and I found it on my Libby account, and it said notify when it comes in, but they didn't have it yet. But you could read a sample, or you could listen to a sample. And so I was like, let me read the sample. You know, maybe I'll fall asleep before I finish the sample, get a sample idea if I like the book or whatever. Maybe I'll buy the book, or I'll just wait for when it comes, or maybe I don't like it, whatever. So I get a sample and I start reading it, and I get really engrossed. And I'm like, oh my God, this is interesting. It's good. You know, it's nice, light, it's perfect. And then I start getting sleepy, and then I go to sleep. And so the next day, I'm like, I like that book. I feel like that's what I want to read right now. So I go to pull it up, and because it was just a sample and I was just listening to it, it's not there. I'm like, what? It's not on my shelf. So I go back again because at first I thought, did I get it on Hoopla? I was just confused. I was sleeping when I did all this, you know, sleepy. So I find it again, and it did save my place. So I started reading it. And then I said, maybe I can get a sample of it on my Kindle, and it might be further along. So I did that, and I've been reading that. And I don't know when it's going to end yet, but I'm like, I don't really want to buy it. So you know what I did? So I'm pulling all resources to check this book, to read this book. I put it on hold because they have the physical book at the library, and so that is going to come in, and then I will have the physical book to read, which I really wanted to read it in e-form because like I said, when I wake up and it's insomnia, I don't feel like holding a book. I feel like the reader is just the size. I can dim the lights. It's got the nighttime blue light blockout. It's all great. So that's my drama there with the book. But I'm talking, and it's going over 15 minutes, and I'm trying to do shorter videos. Again, no longer trying to do long ones. We're going to have to break them up. But that's where I am. What are you guys reading? This is, this has been a really good end of this. Well, end of summer will be September, but end of the summer in terms of the official or unofficial summer reading month. I feel like I've been enjoying the books that I've been reading and just taking it easy and trying to just go with the flow and not stress about how many books I'm reading or what have you. And that's just how I want to float into the rest of this year. That would be the ideal, but we will see. So again, this is the one I'm reading now. I want to read this one still. And I'm reading that one, Frequent Flyers, which I can't remember the name, but if you see it, yeah, it's really cute. It's about I'll tell you really quickly because now I'm going to go over the time. But it's about a couple, well, they're not a couple, a woman and a man that meet eat in the airport, and then they end up be sitting near each other. I think it's not too much of a spoiler. And then, feelings are arising while they're kind of going back and forth and talking. And then I'm at the point where we're going into the backstory and the detail of the male character, and then we learned a little bit of the backstory of the female character when she was venting about this wedding that she's going to attend. That's why she's flying. I believe she's going to London, and so that's where it is. But it's really written nicely. And I like to find some nice black romances that aren't like janky. They don't like, I don't want super drama like stuff like reality TV. I like things that make you laugh, like just silly things, like little laugh out loud moments, or just things that I feel are more sincere and down to earth. And that's how I feel about this book so far. That's why I really am like, oh my gosh, I kind of want to read this. So if you see it, and I will try to remember, which I probably won't, put the name down below of the, oh God, right now, my oldest son just sent me a Venmo notification. He does not forget a thing. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent again. He just sent me a Venmo alert to, pay him back for the lunch he got because he's working this summer. And I was like, well, I said to him when I left him at the train this morning, just go ahead and grab lunch. I'll buy it. So he does not take that lightly. He's like, okay, I will. So while I'm talking to you, the Venmo, the life we live now, it's so different than when I was a kid. There was no Venmo. There was none of that. But, and we packed a lunch, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm happy to be back again. I'm not being consistent yet, but I will get there because now we're starting back at school. So I should be able to do more videos and get kind of back in the groove of things. That is the hope, the plan. Cross our fingers. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.